What's going on, guys? HK Titan here with a brand new video for you guys. But first things first, as always, I hope you guys are having an amazing day. So today's video, we are going to be continuing along with our super boosting towers series. In the last video, I went ahead and we super boosted the Ray of Doom, and we ended up making it till round 126, I believe. In this video, we are actually going to be super boosting the center tier Mad. Now, with the Ray of Doom, my hopes were set kind of high, but at the same, we ended up exceeding my expectations. Now, my expectations for the MAD are a lot lower than they were for the actual Mad itself. The reason why my expectations are just a little bit lower are because the MAD is absolutely terrible at hitting ceramic balloons. So it destroys the homeland balloons, but when it comes to actually like hitting ceramic balloons and all of that stuff, it's just not that good. So I'm guessing that we'll probably make it to mid 90s, maybe 96 before we get overrun with ceramics. Now, I do know that the MAD absolutely shreds the bad balloon, and it shreds the OMGs, it shreds DDTs, but again, when it actually comes to hitting the ceramic balloons, I have a sneaky suspicion we're actually going to die to ceramic balloons. Kind of unfortunate, but at the same time, there's not really much that we can do. Alright, so for the start of this game, I'm going to go ahead and I'll start off with a monkey farm. That way we can go ahead and get that early game cash flowing, and we can go ahead and work on upgrading our Dartling gunner as fast as we can. So one thing that I was debating on doing is I was debating on not upgrading to the MAD until our tier 4 tower was starting to struggle. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to super boost the tier 4 tower until the tier 4 tower starts to struggle. And then once the tier 4 tower starts to struggle, then I'll go ahead and at that point I'll go ahead and let's go ahead and get a focus firing upgrade really quick. Then we'll go ahead and grab ourselves a couple more banana farms. But I think that's going to be the best way for us to make it far in this challenge, or the best way to make it so the tower has the best chance of making it the highest rounds. Because I feel like the tier 4 is a lot better at hitting ceramic balloons, and it won't struggle as hard when it comes to dealing with the super SRAMs that come out of the Moab balloons and the BFBs, the ZOMGs. I feel like that's going to be our best option for making it to super high rounds here. Alright, so there we go. Let's go ahead and grab ourselves just a couple more banana farms that we can go ahead and get that cash flowing. We're on round 10. We're still doing amazing. We're probably going to need to get an upgrade for our Dartling gunner here in a second. Just go ahead and make sure that we don't lose to any of these early game rounds. But for the most part, the Dartling gunner is absolutely shredding. Let's go ahead and work on upgrading to a barrel spin. I'll probably have to micro this really quick, but not that big a deal. Alright, perfect. We are absolutely crushing it, guys. Alright, so while we are saving up a little bit of money, I wanted to say thank you guys so much for watching the videos. Also, the support for the first video of this series. It seems like you guys were like super excited to see it, so it's definitely going to be a series that I'm going to be adding to the channel. I'm just going to work on coming up with a schedule that's going to keep the BTD6 guides going, but also keeping the tower series going as well. So I'll probably go through, I'll probably do all of the Dartling gunners, and then I'll move on to another guide, do a couple of guides, and then switch back to the, I'll figure something out, guys. But again, thank you guys so much for the support on the last video that I uploaded. It was actually awesome to see that you guys were interested in seeing stuff like this. But anyways, guys, we are on round 18, and we are still crushing it. We need to start worrying about lead balloons here shortly, because we're at round 28. We're gonna need to worry about lead balloons. We don't need to worry about camo balloons right now, because our Dartling gunner is shredding really hard right now. Let's just go ahead and upgrade to the rocket pods, so that way we don't need to worry about the lead balloons, and we should not struggle with actually popping any of the balloons from this point on. Alright, perfect. Let's go ahead and upgrade to a couple more monkey banks. That way we can, again, get that cash flow coming in. All right, perfect, perfect, perfect. I don't know if I want to grab another monkey bank, or yeah, let's just grab one more monkey bank, and then I'll deposit all of the money into this bank, deposit into this bank, because we are on these lower rounds, so I feel like it would be a really good idea to go ahead and deposit our money into some of these banks. That way we can go ahead and generate cash super fast. All right, so we're at 4,000 in that one. Let's go ahead and deposit, get that one up to 4,000 as well. And within a couple of rounds, we should have these two banks maxed out. And once we get the two banks maxed out, then we should be good to upgrade a couple more banks, buy a couple more banana farms, and then we can go ahead and work on grabbing our upgrades for our Dartling gunner itself. All right, so let's see here. 9,500, perfect. There we go. There we go. Awesome. So let's just go ahead and deposit 4,700 into these two banks. And we can go ahead and upgrade the rest of these monkey banks and deposit into them right away. Perfect. All right, so now that we have 4 monkey banks, we'll probably upgrade this 5th one to a monkey bank. Then we'll go ahead and work on getting some more monkey banks going as well. We may need to start thinking about grabbing ourselves probably a stronger stim and a monkey village, but I'm not quite sure right now. For the most part, our Dartling gunner is absolutely shredding right now, so we shouldn't need to worry too much about it. Are these banks maxed out? Not yet, but they're almost maxed out. Now we're going to be able to throw down a bunch of banks and probably grab a monkey village as well. Alright, so we'll go ahead and collect that, and we'll go ahead and deposit all these funds like so. And then we'll grab a couple more monkey banks here in a second. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick speedy bit fast forward part to go ahead and probably fast forward to around like 60. I'm going to grab a couple of upgrades, but for the most part, everything is pretty straightforward. We shouldn't need to worry about losing until probably past round 60. So again, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward to 60, and I'll go ahead and bring you guys back. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and bring you back on round 61. We absolutely shredded through all of these rounds. We have the Alchemist upgraded to a perma brew. We have the Homeland Defense. We also have a second Call to Arms. We'll probably end up buying a third one here in a second. But again, for the most part, like, everything's going amazingly. Let's go ahead and set an ambush point to up here for our ability, just in case any balloons make it a little bit too far, because we are spending a lot of time trying to work with these banks. So it'd be a little bit of a safety net, if you will, that way, or because we don't need to worry about like managing the abilities or anything like that, because we can just rely on the bot to go ahead and hook us up. All right, perfect. We'll probably set up another bot here in just 1 second with the Homeland Defense. That way our Dartling gunner can actually have the most popping power if the balloons make it a little bit too close for comfort. All right, perfect. So the issue that I ran into when I was doing the testing is that these ceramic balloons were just a little bit too fast. So I need to be careful where I set the ambush points at. So I think I'm going to set this ambush point down here. That should work out fine. Alright, perfect. Let's just go ahead and see how much money we have. I think it's about time that we start grabbing or working towards the engineer. One thing that somebody pointed out in the last video is that your Dartling Gunner can be ultra boosted and overclocked at the same time. So what we're going to do is we are going to save up for the ultra boost as well as the overclock at the same time. So we'll have the ultra boost and we'll have the overclock going pretty much at the same exact time. So our Dartling Gunner will stay super boosted for the entire time. So again, guys, one thing that I wanted to do is I wanted to see how long the tier 4 Dartling Gunner could last, because I feel that if we allow the tier 4 Dartling Gunner to go as long as it possibly can, I think we're going to get to an actual higher round. Reason why I think that is because the MAD is terrible at dealing with ceramics, which is quite opposite of the tier 4. I think the tier 4 is actually going to be able to carry us for a couple of extra rounds that the MAD would probably lose to. So when I did my testing, the tier 5 MAD actually lost on like round 88. So judging from the way that our Dartling Gunner is going right now, I think we'll be able to get to a much higher round if we just rely on the tier 4 for a longer period of time before we actually upgrade it to the MAD. Now with the Ray of Doom, it was quite opposite. We definitely needed to get our Ray of Doom upgraded to the tier 5 before I was confident that we would be able to make it past round 100, and that's just because the tier 4 is much weaker than the tier 5. The only reason why I think that the Dartling Gunner tier 4 is again better than the tier 5 is just because the tier 4 can deal with ceramics, whereas the tier 5 can't. But we are definitely going to be able to see here in just 1 second. So I'm going to go ahead and sell all of these bad boys because we no longer need them, because we have the Ultra Boost and we have more than enough money to actually update our Dartling Gunner to the tier 5. But I'm going to grab one more thing really quick. I'm going to grab another call to arms, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have this robot just activating this call to arms every time the call to arms is off of cooldown. And hopefully what this will do is it will allow the call to arms to pretty much stay triggered. I think that's how it's gonna work. Alright, so I think this one's set for there. Let's go ahead and switch the... Alright, so we have two different ambush points here. So everything should work out perfectly fine. We are on round 79 right now. So far, the tier 4 is performing extremely well. A lot better than I thought he would. We are officially on round 80. Let's see how he handles the ZOMG now that he is being ultra boosted. He has the 10 times buff. He's also being overclocked. There goes the homeland defense. Yo, with all of those buffs triggered at the same exact time, like, the tier 4 just absolutely shredded the ZOMG. So, I'm kind of debating when I should switch over to micro, because I do think that tier 4 is going to start getting a little bit overwhelmed here soon. I know it should do well against the ceramic rounds, but again, the Moab popping power is just a little bit lower with the tier 4 than, of course, the tier 5. But as you guys can see, the tier 4 is shredding through all of these ceramic balloons. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and fast forward to the point where the tier 4 starts to struggle and we're about to upgrade it to the tier 5. Alright guys, I'm going to bring you back on round 88. The Dartling Gunner is not struggling whatsoever so far, but I am going to change one thing. I just remembered that we have the energizer, that it's a support tower, but it's also a tower that can do damage at the same time. So I think what I would like to do to go ahead and get that energizer buff going on our Dartling Gunner, because I feel like it would actually help out our Dartling Gunner a lot. Because if you guys didn't know, the Dartling Gunner itself will actually reduce the cooldowns of all abilities on the map by 20%. And I feel that that is going to massively improve the Dartling Gunner's pop ability, because if the Dartling Gunner's Rocket Storm is off of cooldown much faster, I feel like we're going to be able to go to a much higher round. Now with the Ray of Doom, I feel like the Ray of Doom, it wouldn't have made too much of a difference because the Ray of Doom did not have an ability. I'm kind of up in the air about this, but I do feel like because there is an ability at play, the Energizer is definitely a tower that we should probably start using in some of these guides. Because now, I mean, look at how fast this cooldown recharges. It's actually insane. So I feel like the Energizer is probably a tower that I'm going to start including in these. How far can a super buff tower take you? Alright, so guys, we are on round 95, dudes. And the tier 4 is actually still crushing it. I mean, I know we have a lot of support towers here, but I did not think it would be doing this well. I mean, it just slams through round 95 with no issues. That is actually insane. I'm trying to think of any other towers that could potentially buff, but besides Oben, I don't think there's any other towers that can actually super buff a tower other than the Sun Temple. But I don't want to use the Sun Temple just because that's a little bit too obnoxious. Alright guys, round 98. Guys, are we going to be able to beat round 100 with the tier 4 Dartling Gunner? Super boosted? If we can, that's going to be massive, dudes. Yo. Guys. Like. Going to activate homeland defense. Let's activate the ability. I think we might need to upgrade to the bad. Or the, not the bad, but the MAD. Oof. Guys. Guys, we just beat round 100 with the super boosted tier 4. That is actually insane. The MAD is absolutely shredding here. Alright, I think we need to start considering upgrading to the MAD, guys. Because, like, the Moab balloons, especially when we start getting the reinforced DDTs on the screen, are starting to kind of overwhelm our tier 4 tower just a little bit. But guys, we're on round 102. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm finally gonna break, and let's go ahead and upgrade to the MAD. As you guys can see, we're already struggling against these ceramic balloons. So we're gonna need to rely heavily on abilities here, as well as some micro. Like, as you guys can see, we're not struggling with we're not struggling with the Moab balloons anymore. The only thing we're struggling with now are the ceramic balloons. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and find the perfect position so the MAD can pop the ceramic balloons at the same time as being able to pop the lead balloons. Oh, dude, that ability is so good. So I feel like the Energizer might actually be the play to take us to a higher round. Alright guys, so we're doing extremely well so far. The MAD is actually handling the ceramic balloons a lot better than I thought it would. I may go ahead and do a little bit of a fast forward bit until the MAD starts to struggle with ceramic balloons. I'm actually super surprised because I did not think that the MAD would be able to handle these higher rounds like this, because I thought we would have lost to ceramic balloons as soon as we upgraded it to the MAD. But anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward, and I'll bring you guys back here in just a couple of seconds. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and bring you back on round 106 because we just leaked a couple of lives to ceramic balloons. We're not struggling with popping Moab balloons whatsoever, but we are struggling heavily with the ceramic balloons. So I feel like the end is getting really close for the MAD. As soon as we get to the point where the MAD does not have its cooldown off of cooldown, or the MAD does not have its cooldown up, and the ceramic balloons make it a little bit further than we would like them to, then I feel like that's going to be a quick L. So I'm going to do my best to go ahead and fast forward to the point where the ceramic balloons make it a little bit further than we would like, and then I'll go ahead and bring you back again really quick. Because as you guys can see, we're just starting to regen lives. We officially have 5 lives left, so I was able to pop a majority of them. Is this going to be it? Nope. Alright. So I'm gonna fast forward, but I'll probably see you guys here in just 1 second because like these ceramic balloons are making it really far. Alright guys, I think this is it. Yep, that is it. Round 107, guys. Unfortunately, because the MAD did not have his cooldown up and ready to go, we unfortunately could not pop the super ceramic balloons. The only balloon that is the MAD's weakness. Super unfortunate because the MAD was doing an amazing job at popping all of the ZOMGs, the BADs, the DDTs, the reinforced DDTs, the BFBs, the MOABs. Like they're like none of the bigger balloons were struggling. I feel as though if we had a tier 4 center pathway Dartling gunner on the field at the same time, the results would have been much different. I feel as though we probably could have taken this to like round 150, maybe 160. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this super boosted towers video, and also I hope you guys are really enjoying the series as well. Please feel free to let me know in the comments below what you guys would like to see, or what towers you would like to see me super boost. But anyways, guys, you already know what time it is. I hope you guys have the most amazing day of your lives, and I will see you guys in the next one.